On past form, if you've watched other videos of mine, you'll be expecting loads of old maps. Come on, let's see some 1860s, some 1750s, perhaps some maps from the 1870s. No, today it's just one old map. A remarkable one though, but not because of what it shows, but because of what it doesn't show. This 1900 map of Golders Green depicts the crossroads of Finchley Road and North End Road. But what it doesn't show is, Golders Green. There's nearly nothing here. No suburban housing, no shops, no Hampstead garden suburb covering the area to the top right. There's a curious row of houses called Golders Hill Terrace, and some big houses up Golders Green Road. To demonstrate how isolated this spot was, here is a photo looking north along the Finchley Road towards the crossroads in 1905. The single wiggly trunked tree marks the future site of Golders Green Station. This 1906 view looks south along Finchley Road from the embankment, which would later become the bridge for the Northern Line's further extension to Edgware. Golders Green Road leads towards the right, and North End Road, with its triangular site for the future War Memorial, to the left. Just a year before the station's opening, local estate agencies are advertising land for future housing. During 1907, the railway arrives and everything changes. Arriving at the modern Golders Green station, we're going to set off on a route to the next station south, which is Hampstead. And we'll set off on a very roundabout route, taking in as much greenery and off the beaten trackness as possible. The Golders Green Hippodrome here was built in 1913 by Bertie Crewe as a music hall. Like most of Golders Green, it all arrived in just one decade of the station opening. It must have come as a huge shock to the few villagers who lived here before 1907. We're setting off to Hampstead along North End Road. Now you can go up this hill, reach the top of the hill and go down into Hampstead on the same road. But we're not going to do that. More of that later. Coming up on the left is the weird terrace of houses I was referring to earlier in this video when I was talking about the history of Golders Green. And they just slot normally into the streetscape of North End Road here in the current day. But when they were originally built they must have been extremely weird. They were just a Victorian terrace of houses amidst fields. And the reason we know this terrace of houses is because we used to live just over there by that bus stop. I think they've moved the bus stop since we lived there. It looks like someone has gravelled over the beautiful front garden we used to have full of roses, and they've had to drop the curb and move the bus stop just slightly towards Golders Green Station. That would have cut off about 10 feet of effort walking up that hill for us. But I think we preferred the roses in the garden. That was a youth hostel, wasn't it?
I think so. You spent a lot more time wandering around than I did, so I don't know.
Yeah, I remember.
Than I did.
Not only being a youth hostel, but it was stopped being a youth hostel while we were there. Yeah, it's just along here. There's a view of New England. Just looks like a view of New England. You can, yeah. There we go.
What is that again?
That's St Jude's Church, is it? It's Hampstead Garden Suburb, and I think that's Henrietta Barnett's school.
Right.
But it reminds me of somewhere like Vermont
Okay.
in the distance.
Okay.
So it doesn't look like a view of London at all. I was always fascinated by that.
Alright.
Right, I guess we can wander down the pathways
Alright.
instead of the main road. How about this one?
Okay.
So this is Hampstead Way, and I think if we cross onto this path here, we should get round the back of Wylde's farm. So that's where Hampstead Garden Suburb began. Sort of in that house. Henrietta Barnett, I think, came to live in this farmhouse, and it had been a retreat for people like Charles Dickens. I'm going to have to correct myself here, but it was a 19th century literary figures lived there. So she found a way to buy all the land surrounding the farmhouse and then create Hampstead Garden Suburb from the concept. So this is where Nicholas Pevsner lived, just around the corner from Wylde, which is just over there. And we're sort of heading into what would be North End Village, and I suppose it still is North End Village. Yes, another architect's blue plaque. Now what's Linear B? I know that word. Decipher of Linear B script. I think that's down to William Pitt's house down there. That's the main road, North End Road down there. Okay, let's go along to the edge of the Heath. So that's on the extremity of Hampstead Heath itself. Okay, we're going to head back to the main road and the Bull and Bush. And if I spot North End Station's ventilation shaft, you'll be the second to know. So we've reached the old Bull and Bush, and it's time for a pit stop. The story of Inverforth House resembles a soap opera. It's a large detached house situated off North End Way, between Golders Green and Hampstead, and not far north of Jack Straw's castle. Hill House was opened by William Lever, 1st Viscount Leverhulme, between 1904 and 1925. Lever had made his fortune with Sunlight soap. This was the foundation of Lever Brothers, which later became the Unilever Company. Hill House was built in the Queen Anne Revival style in 1895, and Leverhulme bought it in 1904. He rebuilt much of the house and made additions, including a wing on each side of it, a ballroom and an art gallery. Alongside building new towns and selling soap, Lord Leverhulme was a lover of landscape gardening. He commissioned Thomas Mawson, a noted architect, to build a pergola at the back of the house. It was designed to be the setting for extravagant Edwardian garden parties. Leverhulme died in 1925. It had been bought by Andrew Weir, 1st Baron Inverforth, in 1925, and he named it after himself. Inverforth House was converted into 2 houses and 7 flats in the late 1990s. Greater part of the gardens are now owned by the City of London Corporation. They're open to the public as the Hill Garden. Unseen from main roads and a long way from Hampstead itself, it's an amazing secret place and definitely worth a visit. Right, so you're running out of energy, are you?
You?
No. Vale of Health just there. You go back to that zebra crossing?
Okay. I mean, I don't mind. You wanna? I can't do any more hills or steps.
There's no more hills.
Oh, okay. Well, then
Right.
you do it like
This is this is the highest point there is. It's that flagpole.
Yeah.
Everywhere else is downhill. Just because down there is the entrance to the Vale of Health. You can see the road going in, but I'm almost sure we can reach it this way. Bluebells. Which way, left or right? May you see one? Oh yeah. Barbara Hammond, social historians. J.L. and Barbara Hammond. Remember this is where the Dumouriez lived, on that corner.
Yeah, the Hampstead, it's just early generation. It's not like the old Colindale.
We never prevented it doing. Basically, any dog will know when it can't.
A lot of building work going on here.
There's a bike shop next to me actually.
Okay.
Don't go in.
So if you're coming down, I might.
Bak sen böyle erkeklerin